my lifetime, I have seen many strong and brave warriors pass this way to claim the crown. I have not seen him since.
Unspeakable horrors, relentless agony, a wasteland of the fallen. Hunted from the shadows, they danced with death. But the two defied the fate of mortal. Knocking down thousands before them. Braving the path to glory. Challenging every fiber of their being. While two emerged undefeated. There could be only one possible outcome. For one to wield the power to rule them all.
So how does Ronnie compare to your most recent run of opponents?
He's just another opponent, to be honest. Yeah, he's a fighter coming over with the respect to try and take my world title from me. It's an opportunity for him. So yeah, he's going to be looking to take it with both hands. But you know, that's not going to be happening when you're facing me.
What is it that you bring to the table that maybe he hasn't seen before?
We discovered hunger. We discover hunger and obviously a passion to come back and get that belt. I've experienced being dropped a few times. I got up every time. I got up and I tried to finish the fight. Obviously some fights the referee stopped. That's out of my control. I wouldn't be in this position. I'm where I'm at now because I refused to quit.
You get knocked down, you get back up and carry on fighting. You know? That's standard. I feel like he hasn't been in the ring with no one like me, so that'll be interesting again.
Non-stop pressure.
He's right. I haven't been there with the fighter like him, so he's right in that sense. And you know what I mean? He's absolutely right. That's why I have to find a way. I have to find a way to overcome his relentlessness. I gotta do what I gotta do. I have a feeling that we could give the fight fans a potential fight of the year. This fight has all the makings to be a fight of the year.
Anything can happen in boxing. Yeah, I feel like if you come forward at me, I'm the wrong type of fighter to do that with. You know, speaking about not quitting and things like that. You know, I'm not one to take a backward step or start changing my way of fighting just because someone's coming forward. Yeah, so it'd be interesting, but you never really know until you get in the ring. Each opponent's different.
Well, hello, welcome to Liverpool. It is weigh-in day ahead of the homecoming of Nick The Wrecking Ball. Tomorrow night now, we are just hours away from the first defence of Nick Ball's WBA World Featherweight title. He takes on Ronny Rios, and one of the most charismatic personalities in all of boxing is now going to interview Sam Noakes. How are you, Sam?
Well, I say he's good, isn't he? I bet you've been thinking that since you messaged me last week, isn't you?
Literally.
You are good. I will give you that. I do like your little jokes.
Do you like that?
Good. It is good.
How's life, Sam Noakes?
You know me. I'm duck diving, surviving. Just happy to be here. So glad to be interviewing with you again, and I'm just looking at me big fat head on that screen. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a good weekend.
That is no fat head, Sam Noakes. But tell me a little bit about the main event here. I mean, we've got Nick Ball, first defence of his world title against Ronny Rios, and I feel like Nick Ball is the sort of fighter that you would like.
Yeah, I think every boxing fan will like watching Nick Ball, innit? And I think from his last few performances, he's just gone from strength to strength, I think. And if you're telling me his opponent is as tough in this game as they come, I think we're in for a very good fight Saturday night.
And it's the homecoming as well. I know that this is something that actually you've had on your mind for some time. One day you want to have a big show in Kent, maybe even in Maidstone. He gets that. He gets his, not Maidstone, but he gets Liverpool. Yeah. He gets to fight here for the first time in 4 years and defends his world title in front of his people. Yeah,
I think obviously that's going to have that added factor to him. I mean, he's going to want to put on a performance, but I mean, he's a world champion and he's going to want to put a performance on anyway. But I think with that added factor, we might even see the best Nick Ball and even more ferocious Nick Ball. You know what I'm saying, Dev? So I think, and as you said, if his opponent's as tough as he can, mate, I'm buzzing even more than I was to watch the fight tomorrow.
Well done. Good line. I'm glad you're buzzing.
Listen, Dev, I've been watching the interviews. I'm just getting tips from you, you know? I just don't have as many jokes in my back pocket.
No, come on. There was something I did the press conference yesterday with Nick Ball and Ronny Rios, and they call Nick the Wrecking Ball. And I said to Ronnie...
I thought you called Nick the Wrecking Ball.
Yeah, but he's used it now as well.
I thought that was you.
Thomas Schreiber says it now as well. So, look, I said to Ronny Rios, when you've got a wrecking ball coming towards you, you either move out of the way so it don't hit you, or you face it head on. What are you going to do? And he said, I'm going to face it head on. That means fireworks, Sam.
Yeah, or it's either fireworks or false talk. I'm hoping it's fireworks, so... But yeah, as you said, I don't know much about his opponent, but if that's what he's coming out with, he's well up for it, isn't he? I mean, we'll see how they square up against each other later on.
Well, someone that you do know a lot about, the chief support, I think it's chief support, would be high up the card anyway, the British and Commonwealth titles, WBC International silver titles on the line at super lightweight. Henry Turner.
Big bad Henry Turner.
Yeah, against Jack Rafferty.
You know what, yeah, I am absolutely buzzing for that fight. I mean, listen, he looks in incredible shape, as always. Yeah. And I think the boys in the gym have been saying he's been unreal. I remember I sparred him at the start of his camp when I was sort of coming to the end, so in theory I would have been a little bit fitter than him, and I'll tell you what, he give it to me. I thought, God, he's up there. Like, it's like my second to last spar or something, and I thought, I've got a fight next week. But he's looking unbelievable in the gym, and I mean, as for a talented, like, you've only got to look at his pedigree anyway. I ain't got to talk about it now. I mean, obviously Jack Rafferty's coming with the same sort of, like, he's another good fighter.
He's unbeaten,
undefeated. Yeah. I mean, obviously I'm backing Henry Turner and that every day of the week, and I think he's going to this is going to be like his breakthrough fight, and I think you're really going to see the Henry that we get to see, and obviously see in the gym day in, day out. So I'm really looking forward to that. Obviously that is the main reason why I'm up here, but obviously other than me and you doing this. But
yeah. Once you got that voice note, you thought, I've got to come up, and see.
No, I didn't even book to come up there. But I got the voice note and then I booked straight away.
There you go. But tell me about Henry, because you've done like hundreds of rounds with him. What does he do so well? Why is he such a problem?
I mean, technically he's unbelievable. I mean, the boxing ability of the man and the IQ is second to none. And he is tough. I've said it before. Listen, I've got a little bit of a dig on me, yeah, and I'm hitting with some good shots, and he just don't budge him, and it's a bit demoralising.
That's you saying that.
Listen, I ain't just trying to sell the fight because he's my pal and we're training stable, mate. I have hit him with big shots and he don't even phase him. He just looks at you and smiles. And I swear, he's demoralising, mate. So I don't know what Rafferty's going to try and do, if he's going to try and rough him up, or obviously he's the come forward fighter and Henry's the back foot boxer or whatever, but Henry's as tough as they come. And I mean, listen, I'm a come forward fighter. I'd like to think that I am in the toughest they come sort of category.
I'd put you there, Sam.
Yeah, cheers, Dev. You know what I mean? You know your boxing. I was saying that earlier, innit? But we're seeing it. I think it's that typical fighter boxer, and I just think both boys want it, and it means a lot to both of them. So I think another good addition to the card.
Well, Jack Rafferty is nicknamed the Demolition Man. That kind of gives you an indication as to what his mindset would be heading into this fight. But Henry Turner's power is also coming through now. He seems to be getting more stoppages. Are you feeling that when you spar? Are you feeling, oh, where's that little...
Yeah, I mean, he's always been there anyway, I think. But, you know, when you fight these journeymen who are clever at coming up, you can't always get that out. But as he sort of stepped up the levels and people are coming to have a go, there's more openness, and that's when he's capitalising on it, do you know what I mean? Like, these journeymen, they know what they're doing. Like, they shell up, and it's hard to do it more so even, like, with me. Like, mine haven't been flash knockouts. They've just been work rate, and then, like, the ref will just rave it off, do you know what I'm saying? Whereas Henry's actually had better knockouts than I have. But then obviously I'm graded this puncher because I got them. But then he's getting all these great knockouts for the show, like highlight reel knockouts that are better than mine. Do you know what I'm saying? So realistically, who is the better puncher?
What a question.
You know,
who is the better puncher?
No, but that's what I'm saying. You don't know. We could all be going, oh, we said Henry Turner won a puncher, and then see tomorrow night when the opening's here, boom.
Well, look, it could be boom. Henry Turner is punching harder than ever. Jack Rafferty punches very hard as well. Vacant British title on the line. Commonwealth, WBC International Silver. Sam, let's talk about you. A few weeks removed now from another stoppage. The knockout streak is back. It's up and running.
I'm back on it.
How was it?
You know what? Yeah, it wasn't my best performance. I think obviously I had a good performance against Mendy, and then, with no discredit to my opponent, obviously Mendy beat him, and then obviously I had a shutout win against Mendy, and then it's sort of like, you need, like, for example, Henry, yeah, this is going to be the best you ever see him, because it's that hard fight, the geezer's coming to win, and you got that little, not fear factor, but that little bit of an edge where you need to train that little bit harder, do you know what I'm saying? And obviously, like, I don't know, I just didn't think it was my best performance. Obviously didn't lose a round, still got a knockout, but I come away from that with thinking, like, right, you got to not take your eye off the prize here, do you know what I mean, regardless of who you're fighting or whatever. So back in the camp, back in the gym, working on things that I know I need to work on, and then hopefully get out back end of the year and get back to another good performance where you feel good being in there and then you're enjoying it, you know what I'm saying?
That's the perfectionist in you, because you just said it yourself, you explained it. You didn't lose a round and you got the guy out of there, and you're going away a bit disappointed. Well,
the thing is, it's more so like, we all talk about world titles, and everyone's been doing it since day one. But like, I like to be one of them people that I'm not just saying that. Like, that's what I'm in the sport to do. That's what I want to do. Do you know what I mean? So, me coming out and being like, well, yeah, damn it, demolished him, won every round, and I stopped him in the 8th, thinking it's like an unbelievable performance. When I know I'm better than that. Do you know what I mean? Like, and then the thing is, even for me, like, I come out to fight even when I've been clumped a bit and I've enjoyed every minute of it. In there, I just thought, I don't know, maybe a little bit flat, you know. But boxing bad and winning isn't a bad thing, because you can come back and then you can learn from that and then go on and try and be better, which I'm going to do.
Well, speaking of coming back, it seems like your long-term rival Mark Chamberlain will have to be on a bit of a comeback himself, suffering the first defeat of his career against Josh Padley at Wembley Stadium. What did you think of that?
Yeah, well, as I said to you earlier, I ain't going to kick a man with his down. I mean, the sad reality of boxing is there's only 2 people in there and someone's got to lose. I mean, obviously, like, it doesn't really make difference to me if he wins or loses, do you know what I'm saying? Obviously, like, that fight between me and him has not obviously gone away, but probably slowed down. But listen, I wish me I called the best. Like, I've never been a Mark Chamberlain hater, as I've said, but, you know, like, listen, he's still a good fighter. He might have had an off night. There might have been certain factors that we don't know about that was going on behind closed door or whatever. And hats off to Padley, unbelievable performance. I mean, obviously a little bit gutted for Padley as well, because he would have had Mark's belts if it would have been at lightweight. But listen, boys, it's boxing, isn't it? We're all big men at the end of the day. It's not like he's now rubbish. Oh, he's been beat once, he's rubbish. He'll come again. I don't know if he's going to move up or whatever, but listen, I'm just staying in my lane and focusing on what I'm doing, innit? He's got to do him and I've got to do me.
Well, 2 men who are very much, they've been in their own lane, but their lanes are colliding next week. A man that you've had a picture with in Artur Beterbiev takes on Dimitri Bivol. A huge fight. It's in Riyadh. It's undisputed at light heavyweight. What's the Sam Noakes thoughts on this one?
Well, I reckon Beterbiev wins. I'm not sure whether he stops him or whatever, but I just think, what would you say would happen if Beterbiev boxed Lyndon Arthur? How would you see that going? And that's no discredit to Lyndon Arthur, yeah, because I like him and he's a good fighter and he's done more than I've done. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, what would you think would happen?
I like Lyndon Arthur as well. Good fighter, good guy. I think Beterbiev stops everyone that he gets in the ring with that light
heavyweight. That's what I'm saying, and I think Arthur had some success with Bivol. Do you know what I mean? And I just think he isn't that big for light heavyweight. And as you said, I've had a picture with Beterbiev, and he is a daunting man. So I just can't see him being beat. Maybe outboxed for 7-8 rounds, but it's like, Yob was doing absolutely brilliant against him for 6-7 rounds. But you're doing good till you ain't, and then it's a 12-round fight at the end of the day. So Not that I know too much about boxing anyway, but I'm going to say Beterbiev win.
Well, you both shared a streak for a long time. He's
no, don't bring that up, Dev. I'm devastated about that.
Sorry,
no,
Sam. I'm so sorry. But yeah, look, obviously you're backing Beterbiev. He's your mate. You know, what was it like actually speaking to him? Because when he asked you for the photo, which I'm sure he did. What was that like?
Hopefully he ain't watching this, Dev.
Yeah.
No, to be honest, I don't think he wanted to. I don't even think he so much looked at me, mate.
Right.
I think obviously someone else from Queensberry collared him, and I was just sort of going over shakily like that, and then got a photo with him. Probably don't even remember who I am.
No, I'm sure that's not true.
No one knows who I am, there.
No, Sam, stop this. You're the unbeaten British, Commonwealth, European champion. Yeah, come on, give him something. Give him something.
I'm a bit unpracticed.
Tell me about Daniel Dubois beating Anthony Joshua. You know, sent ripples around the boxing world. Keen to get your kind of quick thoughts before we head over to
Obviously,
Thomas Driver.
so we were there. I was sat with Moses down there, and obviously, we always thought Daniel Dubois, and I was backing him because he was a Queensberry around there. But I did think it would be a bit harder than for him. But obviously, with them sparring thoughts and that, he must have just had Anthony's number, innit? Do you know what I mean? And I think, AJ done well to come back from that first right hand in that first round because that was menacing, wasn't it? I thought. I didn't expect it at all, but fair play to Daniel Dubois, mate. He's grabbed it with both hands, and now obviously everyone questioning whether he was a legit world champion. Can't really argue that now. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's also one of those where you can see a loss isn't just like the end. He lost to Joe Joyce a few years ago, and people were writing him off. They were saying, "Oh, he's this, he's that, he's lost." But look at him now; he's top of the world.
That's what I'm saying. But that's why you've always just got to keep your head when things ain't always going that well for you. Just got to keep your head because, as you say, look, he's flying now, isn't he?
Good stuff. Well, we're going to head over now to start the weigh-in with Thomas Driver.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the official weigh-in for the Nick Ball Homecoming, a great night of World Championship boxing to be held tomorrow at the M&S Bank Arena in Liverpool, England. It is all being brought to you by Frank Warren on behalf of Queensberry Promotions, along with their great sponsors, Riot Season, 32 Red, and Unibet. This great event will be shown live in the UK on TNT Sports and in the United States on ESPN+. Tickets can be purchased through Ticket Quarter, Ticketmaster, and at the M&S Bank Arena box office. Let's now get the weigh-in process started. Our first two fighters competing tomorrow in a scheduled 6-round international heavyweight contest. First, we will welcome to the scale, coming to us from Ghent, Belgium, bringing a professional record of 8 wins and 16 defeats. Here is Amin the Beast Busetta.
He's only been stopped by very good heavyweights. Moses Itauma was able to stop him. Takes on Boma Brown on Saturday night.
228.5 for Amin the Beast Busetta.
Well, as you say, getting stopped by Moses Itauma ain't the problem, really, is it? That don't make you.
Now we welcome to the scale from London, England, undefeated with 4 wins. 2 of his 4 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Boma Brown.
Well, here comes Boma Brown in some shape as he takes to the scales.
He's a big old boy, isn't he?
I wouldn't want to fight him.
247.1 for the undefeated Boma Brown.
Well, he's now based out of the Everton Red Triangle gym. Boma Brown, built like an absolute tank. He's been sparring Daniel Dubois ahead of Daniel Dubois' fight with Anthony Joshua.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, these two competing tomorrow in a scheduled 6-round international heavyweight contest.
Well, this should be interesting, Sam, as you keep saying he's a big old boy.
He's a big old boy.
Bit of heavyweight action on Saturday night. Boma Brown has his 5th fight representing the Everton Red Triangle gym. Takes on Amin Busetta. Good to have a bit of heavyweight action, Sam.
Yeah, everyone loves heavyweight, don't they? Saying they don't love a lightweight.
No, come on, Sam, they do love a lightweight.
Our next two fighters to the scale competing tomorrow in a scheduled 4-round super welterweight contest. We welcome first to the scale from Manchester, England, a veteran of 125 professional bouts. Let's welcome Dale, the Choir Boy Aerosmith.
Well, here comes one of the veteran circuit fighters, Dale Aerosmith. He's had a lot of fights, Sam.
Yeah, it's a hell of a lot.
155.1 for Dale, the Choir Boy Aerosmith.
The Choir Boy, yeah?
Now to the scale from Lancaster, Lancashire, England, undefeated with 1 victory. Here is Walter Laszlo Fury.
Well, it's fight number 2 for Walter Fury. He is the son of the late Hughie Fury, of course, the cousin of Tyson Fury.
156.1 for Walter Laszlo Fury.
It was a pretty impressive debut from Walter Fury. He looked like a veteran of many more fights than he's actually had. And if he's got that Fury blood running through his veins, he's probably going to be able to fight Sam.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
He's a nice guy as well.
That makes a big difference, doesn't it?
He's composed, he's calm.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, these two competing tomorrow in a scheduled 4-round super welterweight contest.
Well, he's been training alongside his cousin Tyson Fury. He's been going for runs. Iron sharpens iron, and of course he has that Fury blood running through his veins. Fight number 2 for Walter Fury on Saturday night.
Our next two fighters to the scale competing tomorrow in a scheduled 8-round international super bantamweight contest. Let's first welcome a native of Managua, Nicaragua, now fighting out of Cordoba, Andalusia, Spain. He brings a professional record of 24 wins, 19 defeats, with 8 wins, coming by way of knockout. Here is Marvin Solano.
Well, Marvin Solano, recently in action against Shabazz Massoud, took Shabazz Massoud the distance, took Billy Boom Boom Adams the distance as well. Just limbering up before he gets on the scales.
Yeah, some good names. He's soaking in the moment here. Well, unless he's thinking, please be on weight, please be on weight, please be on weight. That's what he's got, isn't it?
125.7 for Marvin Solano.
Not sure what
now we will welcome to the scale from Liverpool. His professional record, 11 wins, just 1 defeat, 3 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Brad Strand.
Nice ovation in here for Brad Strand. He's Liverpool through and through.
122.5 for Brad Strand.
So there was a bit of a weight difference there between the two fighters. I'm not sure what the agreed
that's probably why he was
weight
taking
was.
that big deep breath before he got on the scales, wasn't he?
Big deep breath that was.
He's going, please, otherwise they're going to find me money or whatever they do. I don't know.
Be interesting to see how Brad Strand does on Saturday. This will be his first fight since the fight with Dennis McCann. Came up short that night. Says that wasn't really him in there, didn't feel himself.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, these two competing tomorrow in a scheduled 8-round international super bantamweight contest.
Well, it does happen, Dev, doesn't it? So, I mean, you can't always perform. And I mean, listen, if you're having an off night against Dennis McCann, he's going to make you pay for it, isn't he?
No, he absolutely is. But there is a steely look, a steely determination about Bradley Strand as he returns to action, wants to make a bit of a statement on Saturday night, show that he is a force at super bantamweight.
Our next two fighters competing tomorrow in a scheduled 4-round international middleweight contest. First to the scale from Mikołów, Poland. He has 17 professional bouts to his credit. Here is Łukasz Barabasz.
You must be familiar with Lucas Barabasz.
I was about to say he boxed Sean, didn't he? Sean broke his thumb in that fight, but he's tough. He's always up for a fight, so
159.1 for Lukasz Barabasz.
Got to take your hats off to these gentlemen, ain't you? They're always up for it, ain't they?
Well, he's a very tough man, for sure.
Now to the scale from Essex, England, undefeated with 1 victory. Here is Joe, the Showstopper Cooper.
Well, Joe Cooper could very much be a name for the future. He is the cousin of Billy Joe Saunders, and he's been touted for big things by Frank Warren.
159.1 for Joe, the Showstopper Cooper.
Fight number 2 for Joe Cooper. He boxed in Belfast recently. Again, looked very accomplished, just like Walter Fury on his debut. He's got a little bit of star quality about him, Sam.
Yeah, I am yet to watch him, but I'm there early doors tomorrow, so I will be doing me homework. So next time you get me on there, I know what I'm talking about. I've been, oh yeah, great fighter. Great fighter.
Well, he is a great fighter. Frank Warren has been, Queensberry have been sponsoring him for a little while. He's turned pro this year, had his debut in Belfast back in June, looked very, very impressive. And fight number 2 on Saturday
Once
night.
again, ladies and gentlemen, these two competing tomorrow in a scheduled 4-round international middleweight contest.
But Lukasz Barabasz has got that sinister smile. As you say, he's boxed your brother Sean.
Yeah,
Something about
I think,
him.
over 4 rounds, it'll be probably suit him more than. So I think that with gentlemen, you want him over a longer stretch, isn't it?
Did you say Sean broke his hand on Lukasz
Broke his thumb, didn't he, on his head?
On Lukasz Barabasz's
Yeah,
head,
about
so
the
he has
second round.
a hard head.
Our next 2 fighters to the scale, competing tomorrow in a scheduled 8-round international lightweight contest. First, we will welcome, coming to us from Buenos Aires, Argentina, bringing a professional record consisting of 17 wins, 16 defeats, 2 draws, 7 wins, coming by way of knockout. Here is Reugen Facundo Arce.
Well, here is Facundo Arce. You may recognize him from a recent fight with Archie Sharp, and we'll talk about that.
135.4 for Reugen Facundo Arce.
I did see that fight.
Now to the scale from Belfast, Northern Ireland, bringing an undefeated record with 9 wins. 3 of his 9 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the current BUI Celtic champion, James the Natural McGivern.
I see his knockout last time round, and that was very good.
135.1 for James the Natural McGivern.
His knockout over Rashid Omar in Belfast was a knockout that I'm sure you will have been very proud of, Sam, watching
I
on.
can only dream to get knockouts like that, Dev, mate. Bloody hell.
They call him the Natural. This is his first fight officially as a Queensberry fighter. He caught the eye, caught the attention on that show in Belfast. Had a little chat with Carl Frampton, had a little chat with George Warren, and before long, he was on this show in Liverpool as a fully backed Queensberry fighter.
A well-deserved knockout.
Once again, these two competing tomorrow in a scheduled 8-round international lightweight contest.
Well, James McGivern takes on Facundo Arce there, and Facundo Arce took on Archie Sharp, had him over a couple of times in the first round. Archie Sharp eventually turned it around and won over the distance, but he gave him fits that night. He could be a real problem tomorrow, Sam.
Yeah, I think you got to keep on him early on. I mean, because obviously Archie might have switched off for a few seconds, and obviously he's got a little dig there, so just got to make sure he's on the ball.
Our next 2 fighters to the scale competing tomorrow in a scheduled 4-round international welterweight contest. First, let's welcome from Śląski, Poland, a veteran of 36 professional bouts. Here is Jacob Laskowski.
Well, Jacob Laskowski will be the man who takes on young Lukasz Biswana on his professional debut.
I was about to say I've not seen him before.
144.1 for Jacob Laskowski. Now to the scale from Liverpool, England. He had a stellar amateur career. Tomorrow, making his professional boxing debut, let's welcome Lucas Biswana.
Great ovation here for Lucas Biswana, out of that Everton Red Triangle gym, making his professional debut tomorrow night.
145.1 for Lucas Biswana.
We talk about fighters that might be a bit of you, Sam. If you look at his amateur career, he's knocking people out for fun with big gloves.
That's what you want to see, innit? Everyone wants to see a knockout, don't they? No one wants to go points. No one likes points. I've done it once and it takes it horrible.
You never want to do it again, do you?
Never again, Dev.
Well, I'm not sure how often Lucas Biswana is going to do it. He hits very hard.
So we shall see tomorrow, I suppose.
These two competing in a scheduled 4-round international welterweight contest.
Well, you only get one professional debut, and Lucas Biswana will be making his tomorrow night in his home city of Liverpool. He's a product of the Everton Red Triangle gym, training alongside Nick Ball, Andrew Cain, all of those guys. And let's see if his iron has been sharpened by other iron.
Our next two fighters competing tomorrow in a scheduled 6-round featherweight contest. First, let's welcome from Brighton, England. He has 15 professional bouts to his credit. Let's welcome Mark the Bullhammer Butler.
So I actually boxed Mark as an amateur. He boxes down the Hillcrest.
Tell us about Mark Butler.
I mean, he's very tough. He had quite a few amateur fights.
129.9 for Mark the Bullhammer Butler.
Well, I think you obviously know how rough this game can be. If you can't sell tickets, it's a bit unforgiving for you.
Good nickname as well there for the Bullhammer.
Great nickname.
Now we will welcome from Morecambe, Lancashire, England, undefeated with 5 wins. 2 of his 5 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Nelson, the sexy one, Birchall.
Well, he's a bit of a cheeky chappy. He's a bit of a character in the Dennis McCann mould, Nelson Birchall.
130.5 for Nelson, the sexy one, Birchall.
He does have a bit of a theme with his boxers that he wears on the scales. I'm not sure I'm going to comment on what it actually says on those boxers.
I don't actually read it. I don't want to look too close.
Yeah. I mean, we'll let viewers decide for themselves. But he's a very confident young man.
Oh, he's a very good fighter, mate. All his brothers can fight, and all his younger brother later, mate. Oh. Unbelievable. But they've all come down Ibox Gym and obviously mixed it with the boys, so be good to watch him.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, these two competing tomorrow in a scheduled 6-round featherweight contest.
Obviously, Mark just comes forward as well, so I think Nelson's going to have to work for it, but I think his class might show through, you know.
Well, he's a classy fighter. He's a slippery southpaw with plenty of confidence.
Slippery southpaw.
Oh. Well, Mark
Everyone's
Butler,
worst nightmare, isn't they?
Absolutely, it could be Mark Butler's worst nightmare tomorrow.
Our next two fighters competing tomorrow in a scheduled 6-round international bantamweight contest. First, let's welcome, coming to us from Cordoba, Argentina, bringing a professional record consisting of 5 wins, 6 defeats, 1 draw, 1 win, coming by way of knockout. Here is Gonzalo El Polaco Corinaldesi.
Well, here is the Argentinian who'll be charged with taking on Jack Turner.
118.1 for Gonzalo El Polaco Corinaldesi. Now to the scale from right here, Liverpool, undefeated with 8 wins, 7 of his 8 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Jack El Terrier Turner.
Well, plenty of noise here for Jack Turner. He is a Liverpool man, and he hits very hard.
120.1 for Jack Henry Turner.
He's a man after my own heart. He is straight off them scales.
Well, he'll also be a man after your own heart in terms of how he fights. His first 6 fights, he got them all out of there within the first round. Didn't even sit on his stool, Sam.
You know what,
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, these two competing tomorrow in a 6-round international bantamweight contest.
No nonsense boxing, isn't it?
He is absolutely that. No nonsense whatsoever. It's fight number 9 for him. At the press conference yesterday, Jack Turner was promising a knockout. Generally, when he promises a knockout, he delivers on that promise. If he does so tomorrow, it will be in front of Liverpool, his home city.
I have a lot of respect for a man of his word, don't you?
Absolutely.
Our next two fighters to the scale competing tomorrow in a scheduled 10-round contest. It will be for the vacant WBA Intercontinental Lightweight Championship. First, let's welcome to the scale from León, Nicaragua. His professional record, 31 wins, 5 defeats, 2 draws, 20 wins by knockout. Here is Oliver Trombita Flores.
Well, Oliver Flores will be the man taking on Javier Herrera tomorrow night in Liverpool, live on TNT Sports. A lot got lost in translation at the press conference yesterday from Flores, but nothing lost in translation from Herrera.
134.6 for Oliver Trombita Flores. Now to the scale, a native of Camagüey, Cuba, now fighting out of Dubai, United Arab Emirates, undefeated with 15 wins, 13 of his 15 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the undefeated former WBC International Champion, Javier 1 billion Herrera. 134 pounds for Javier 1 billion Herrera.
Well, both fighters make championship weight, and Javier Herrera may be one of the best kept secrets in boxing right now, but I'm not sure that secret will be a secret much longer. Big, big talent.
I've not seen him fight. Again, another fight I've not seen him fight. So looking forward.
You might have to see him before long. If this fight's at lightweight, you might have to see him one day, Sam.
You love it. We'll see tonight, shall we?
Well, at the press conference, he made some very sinister vows in broken English. I get the feeling he doesn't know too many English words, but most of the ones he knows are expletives. He had plenty to say. He said good luck to his opponent, and then he said what he's going to do to
Once
him.
again, ladies and gentlemen, these two competing tomorrow in a scheduled 10-round contest for the vacant WBA Intercontinental Lightweight Championship.
The finger to the lips gesture from Javier Herrera, and then putting out the southpaw. Little push and a pull there, and Flores has just kicked out, having to be held back by security. Herrera put his arm out, and Flores just knocked it down. Wasn't having it. Even now, he's still being restrained by security. Not happy at all, Oliver Flores. Just having to be ushered away. I think we should get a look at Flores as well. Our cameras, if we can get Flores in as well. But Herrera just being taken off the stage, but Flores really needing to be calmed down here.
Well, there ain't a lot of need for that, is there, really? You got how many rounds they're doing tomorrow? 10 or 12? They got plenty of time to punch holes in each other, haven't they?
But how do you take? He's just walked past us now. How do you take to that? If someone puts a fist in your face at a face-off, are you looking to knock it down, or you just take it as a?
Oh, no, I'll probably react like that, but I don't think I'll be getting pushed back like that. That's what I mean. It's not about me today.
Our next two fighters competing tomorrow in a scheduled 10-round contest for the vacant WBC International Silver Bantamweight Championship. First, we will welcome from Palenque, Colombia. His professional record, 11 wins, just 1 defeat. 4 of his 11 wins coming by way of knockout. Let's welcome Lázaro El Latigo Caceres.
Well, Lazaro Caceres will be taking on Andrew Cain on Saturday night. Certainly not an enviable task.
No, I was literally just thinking the exact same thing, mate. I do not envy that man.
116.1 for Lazaro El Latigo Caceres.
And by the way, whilst he's on the scales, Andrew Cain...
Now to the scale from right here, Liverpool. His professional record, 12 wins, just 1 defeat. 11 of his 12 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the current British and Commonwealth champion, Andrew Cain.
He's in very good shape as well.
Very good shape, very good ovation here for one of the rising stars of British boxing, Andrew Cain.
117.1 for Andrew Cain.
Well, he makes the weight. He looks in tremendous shape. Vacant WBC International Silver Bantamweight Championship on the line. I'm looking forward to this face-off, Sam.
Yeah, he's another one, no-nonsense boxer, isn't he? Oh, Andrew, mate.
I think we're going to see something very intense from him. When they faced off yesterday, there is something about the way he looks at his opponents. He looks right through them. And I don't know how a man can sleep knowing he's got to fight Andrew Cain on Saturday, the way he looks at them.
He'll probably be going to sleep Saturday as well, won't he?
Well, Caceres is on the stage already, and Andrew Cain joins him.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, these two competing tomorrow in a scheduled 10-round contest for the vacant WBC International Silver Bantamweight Championship.
He is a bludgeoning bantamweight. He is ferocious.
He looks it and all.
And he goes after his opponents, and we should get... Look at that, Sam. Imagine you've got that looking at you.
I've not really had such an intense face-off. Not yet, anyway.
I don't know how Caceres is going to sleep tonight. But there's a real intensity to Andrew Cain. Caceres will certainly be coming to fight. He will not be overawed by the occasion.
He looks happy to be here, though.
He's got his flag up as well.
Fair play to him, mate. I wish him all the best.
Andrew Cain against Lazaro Caceres tomorrow evening, live on TNT Sports.
Our next two fighters to the scale, competing tomorrow in a scheduled 12-round contest. It will be for the Commonwealth, WBC International Silver, and vacant British Super Lightweight Championships. First, we will welcome from Manchester, England, his professional record, 23 wins, 14 of those 23 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the reigning and defending Commonwealth champion, Jack Demolition Man Rafferty.
Well, they're certainly making some noise in here for Jack Rafferty as Sam Noakes grabs my arm and says this is going to be a fight.
139.7 for Jack Demolition Man Rafferty. Now to the scale from High Wycombe, England, undefeated with 13 wins, 5 of his 13 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the reigning and defending WBC International Silver Champion, Henry the Showman Turner.
Let's go, Henry!
Well, the Showman is in some shape, as was Jack Rafferty.
As always, mate, as always.
139.7 for Henry the Showman Turner.
How does he look to you, Sam?
Yeah, listen, to be fair, both teams look in good shape, and I think it's just going to show about how good a fight it's going to be tomorrow, and I'm absolutely buzzing for it.
What's got you so excited about this fight? Because you started grabbing my arm and all sorts.
It's just good, isn't it? Obviously, we've got a good crowd here for it as well, and obviously he's only in Manchester, and I think Henry's going to have a lot of people going up, so it's going to be fireworks in there. It's getting me all pumped up. Only I was skinnier, Dev, I might be able to jump in.
Well, the vacant British Super Lightweight Championship is on the line. Jack Rafferty brings his Commonwealth title to the table. Henry Turner brings his WBC International silver.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, these two competing tomorrow in a scheduled 12-round contest for the Commonwealth, WBC International Silver, and vacant British Super Lightweight Championships.
It's a proper fight. It's one of those fights.
Oh, it's good. Oh, it's good.
Well, you can't pick a winner. It's a pick'em. It's a 50-50.
Okay.
Sam Noakes can pick a winner. Henry Turner believes he'll be the man, the showman. Jack Rafferty believes he'll be the man, the demolition man. One man will walk away with 3 belts tomorrow night, live on TNT Sports.
What a fight, eh? That's what it's all about.
It's a proper fight. It's British boxing through and through.
Well done, Queensberry and Frank Warren, eh? What a show.
Who looked good for you up there? Did they both look good on the scales?
I think he's... Go on, Thomas. Go on, Thomas.
Ladies and gentlemen, our main event tomorrow night, scheduled for 12 rounds. It will be for the WBA Featherweight Championship of the World. Let's first welcome the challenger, coming to us from Santa Ana, California, USA. He brings a professional record consisting of 34 wins, 4 defeats, with 17 of his 34 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the former 2-time world title challenger, Ronny Rios.
Who's he fought previously?
Ronny Rios, this is his 3rd attempt at a world title.
125.6 for the challenger, Ronny Rios.
Makes the featherweight limit. He's fought MJ Akhmadaliev at super bantamweight for a world title.
Now we welcome to the scale the defending world champion from right here, Liverpool, England, undefeated with 20 wins, 1 draw, 11 of his 20 wins coming by way of knockout tomorrow in his first world title defense. Here is the reigning and defending WBA Featherweight Champion of the World, Nick the Wrecking Bull.
Well, Liverpool is making some noise for their new hero, Nick the Wrecking Bull.
125.1 for the defending world champion, Nick the Wrecking Bull.
Never in doubt, never in danger of missing the weight. Of course, we have a fight. The first world title defence of Nick Bull taking on Ronny Rios tomorrow. And if you like Mike Tyson, you're going to like Nick Bull, right?
You can't not like the way that Nick Bull fights. I think probably I think it's my old man's favourite fighter, I think.
Is it really?
I can't wait to see Nicky Bull, that's what he keeps saying. So, Big John's up here in full force, ready for tomorrow.
Well, Ronny Rios looks ready for tomorrow as well. And there is that WBA gold.
This, our main event tomorrow night from the M&S Bank Arena in Liverpool, England. Brought to you by Frank Warren on behalf of Queensberry Promotions. 12 rounds scheduled for the WBA Featherweight Championship of the World.
Well, of course, Nick Bull looking up to his opponents as he always does with Ray Vargas, Red Ray Ford recently, and now Ronny Rios is the man that stands in the way of him and a successful homecoming. Rios is determined, he's hungry, but Nick Bull looks like a man who absolutely won't be denied.
All them Everton Red Triangle boys do, don't they?
They absolutely do.
Every one of them.
Listen, all questions will be answered tomorrow.
See how quickly they're answered, yeah?
What was interesting is how some of the fighters they don't take it in terms of like getting up to the scales. They just want to.
How many fights think Bull had, like 20 odd or whatever?
Well, that's it, isn't it? That's it. Well, let's bring in Francis Warren.
The handsome one in the middle.
I was hoping you're going to take over my job, mate.
How are we, Francis? What did you make of it up there?
It's all quite quite respectful, and I just think a little bit of needle, obviously, with Mr. Heredia. He's quite a character, isn't he? So it's a great card tomorrow night, and it's fantastic to see big time boxing back in Liverpool.
There was a big ovation, certainly for Nick Ball at the end, but also for Jack Rafferty. Of course, he's closer to here. He's taken on your man Henry Turner. What did you make of that?
Listen, Jack, like Henry, they're both really, they've both worked their backsides off. Like Henry said, since he was been in the gym since the age of 8, and Jack's a similar age, so they both fully deserve their opportunities to shine on the big stage tomorrow. And obviously, they're both going to. Oh, absolutely. I'm sitting there doing this.
That's what I was
trying to keep it as professional as possible. But listen, Jack Rafferty's a great fighter. I've got ultimate respect for him, and as I know, Alan and Henry have also as well. I'm sure Sam will confirm that that Henry's left no stone unturned in his preparation for this fight, because it is the biggest fight of Henry Turner's career. Likewise, though, Jack Rafferty and Steve Mallet and the team will be feeling exactly the same about Henry, and it really is. It's the two best guys in the country tomorrow fighting for the British prize in British boxing, at least.
And there's that WBC belt on the line as well, which Henry brings to the table. So the winner walks away with 3 belts. What does that do, sort of ranking-wise as well? What happens?
Well, obviously that WBC international silver, as Sam, will tell you, it just unlocks a few doors on the international scene and gets you that international experience. So that sort of keeps your ranking ticking along. But in terms of running the British and Commonwealth titles, having both of those really does open some doors. Gets you high rankings with the majority of the governing bodies, but also puts you in good position for negotiations in terms of for your next fights, for your purses and things like that. So it really does put you closer to the top table than you would have been if you haven't got those belts. Sam's worked very hard to win those belts, and I don't think you've defended the British yet. It's just good to have it in your locker to make sure that when that knock does come for a mandatory shot, you're in a good position both financially and confidence-wise, skill set-wise, that you've been there, you've done it on a big stage, and if it does have to go the distance, also that you've got that in your locker as well. Championship, there's 12 round fights at championship levels. Again, I keep relating back to Sam because he's followed Henry's sort of following.
I'm just here, no, that's what it is. That's why I'm
just quite similar. Henry's following quite a similar. Sort of career path as Sam has done.
Great manager, that's what it is.
Obviously.
Leading on from that, I just think where they're both good level fighters, and obviously Jack Rafferty's 23-0 as well. I think that's going to mean that little bit more than Henry and make it that little bit bigger as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Because as you said, it is a 50-50, but obviously Henry Turner's going to win.
Yeah, well, you made that pretty clear. I was hyping out. It's a 50-50 fight. You can't pick him. He's like, no, I can pick him. Henry Turner's going to win.
I can, mate. I can.
Why does he win, Sam? By the way,
he's too fast. He's too skillful, mate. He's too tough.
Cutting a promo for him.
I'm Team Henry, mate.
For me, if Henry comes out and boxes to his full capabilities and wins this first 4 or 5 rounds, I think it'd be a good night at the office for him. But Jack Rafferty's got everything in his locker to come and make it awkward and tough and an horrible fight. But I think Henry's just too fast and too slick for him. And the shape he's in, I've never seen anything like it.
How do you like that,
I've never seen Henry Turner so looking so well and so fresh on weighing
confidence
day.
He is.
And he's played a few mind games there. He was sitting over there in his big coat, making it look like he was cold and all the rest of it, and then he whips it off and he looks like He-Man. So absolutely full of confidence and full of beans for Henry Turner tomorrow night, and a big W for the iBox gym.
Oh, okay. Speaking of iBox gym, well, listen. What about Sam? What's going on? We've seen another brilliant win. The knockout streak is back. It's going. Since I've got you both here, what's the kind of ideal plan?
I'm actually going to retire and take up punditry. I think because that's what I'm doing that quite a bit nowadays. I'm coming for your job there. Can't get you in the ring, so I'm coming for your mic, mate.
We're looking at December. That's the schedule. Probably defence of the European, unless anyone fancies stepping up for the British, Mr. Josh Padley. Anyone fancy that? But Josh had a great win against Mark Chamberlain, and I think we tried to make that fight with Josh a few years, 18 months ago, didn't we? Yeah. So that'll be a good defence to the British and Commonwealth and European. And if that doesn't come about, then there is a European mandatory just round the corner, so we might just get that one out of the way.
As long as we're active, Dev, that's the main thing. Big 2025.
That's the plan. Final word from you, Francis, just on Nick Ball. Great to be back in Liverpool, bringing World Championship boxing back here. The roof nearly came off here when he got up onto the stage. It's a good fight. He's a hell of a fighter.
I think Nick Ball was one of those guys that's just sort of only recently started getting the plaudits he deserves. It was it was against Isaac Lowe, wasn't it? That everyone sort of turned around and went, "Wow, this guy can really whack. This guy can really fight." But he showed against in Saudi. that he can box as well, and he can also overcome a couple of tricky rounds. So I think Rios will prove his toughest test yet. May cause him some problems, but I think Nick Ball's got all the beating of him.
Okay, thank you, Francis.
Cheers,
we're gonna drop
thank
you
you
out.
very much.
You stay here, Sam Noakes. We're gonna bring in a member of Team Rios, Mr. Chris Glover. How are you?
Thank you very much for having me, guys. Yeah, everything's good. Yeah, really excited for Ronnie. It's going to be a really special fight, I think. Tomorrow night, it's great.
You're excited, but are you confident that your man's going to leave here with the WBA title?
100%. Look, styles make fights. They really, really do. And I don't want to take nothing away from Nick. You know, he's a great fighter, and I think he's going to he'll become world champion again. Not a featherweight though.
Oh, he's good.
Not a featherweight. He'll move up to super featherweight and he'll become world champion. I have so much respect for the kid. He's come from Liverpool. He's come from a certain way of living over there, and I mean that in a respectful manner. You know, he's a normal kid off the estate, and he's come and become world champion. He's an example to kids in this city that you can achieve in life, and I love that. But we know styles make fights, and if you're a bit dry, you don't want to take a body shot. Ronny Rios is a body puncher, and he doesn't know how to go backwards.
The only thing I'll say though, Nick Ball can seriously take a body shot.
Oh, well. we're going to find out, aren't we?
That's the beauty of it, we'll see tomorrow.
We're going to find out, and Ronnie's not going to back up for 1 minute. Ray Ford backed up. Ray Vargas backed up. You don't back up against him. You sit in the pocket and fight.
He's good.
This is what I wanted at the presser yesterday, because Ronnie was very, very respectful. You've been respectful, but you have certainly stated your case as to why you think your man wins.
100.
Weird for you, though, because you're from Liverpool and you're backing against the Liverpool fighter. How are you finding all of that, Chris?
Look, it's really, honestly, like, we spoke off, like, yesterday, it's awkward for me, because I do support Liverpool boxing. You know, whether not everyone in the city likes each other, despite what they portray, I'll tell you straight, people don't get on here. We all argue amongst ourselves, but I don't live here. I work in the States, so it's different for me. I'm coming back for the first time in 8 years into a world title fight here, so it's very awkward. I'm getting asked constantly off a lot of blues going to me. So is your man going to win then, Chris? Your man going to win then, Chris? And I'm like, I'm like, I don't want to. I'm in a very awkward position. I still have to walk the streets here on Monday morning. So if Ronnie doesn't win, and I don't foresee that, but if he doesn't win, then I'm going to get we're going to have a bit of a hard time on Monday morning. I'm going to take some stick, aren't I? But no, look, it's
boxing at the end of the day.
It's boxing. You've got to fight. When you get to an elite level in boxing, you fight people you're either familiar with or you fight your friends. I've been in corners against people, and there's me friends in the other corner. His cutman tomorrow night is one of my best mates. So, it's just how boxing goes when you get to the elite level.
Okay, Chris, thank you for stating your case. I think most people here think that you are wrong and Ronny Rios won't win, but best of luck to you regardless, and great to have you on.
He's definitely added a bit of flavour to the fight.
I think he has.
Absolutely.
That's why I wanted you up there yesterday.
I know, mate. I had a bit of a dicky tummy from Roberto Diaz took me to a meat restaurant.
Right.
It's called Fazenda in Liverpool, so there's some free promo. Gives a free Strand.
I was really looking forward to going there, and I'm going to cross that one.
Yeah,
exactly.
Same guys. Yeah.
But it was just a great Strand. So the red wine was great too. So I was a bit worse for wear yesterday, unfortunately. Coming back from the States and Kazakhstan, I got a bit ill. So, but I'm delighted to be here today.
And wine as well, yeah, sounds a little bit like a hangover to me.
That's he voice noted me first thing in the morning saying,
it's his homecoming after 8 years, mate. You met up with a few of the boys.
I can't make it, I'm gutted. We're going to swap you out now. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you very much. Thanks very much. All the best, guys. God bless.
Talking about people arguing amongst themselves.
We're going out of him tonight. He sounds like fun.
Sean Noakes, how are you?
I'm good, Dave. How are you doing?
Very, very good. So you will be joining us for commentary tomorrow on the Queensberry.
I thought we were doing 1 in, 1 out. I thought I got the day off now.
No, we're doing a tag team.
So I'm working tomorrow as well, am I? Yeah.
I'm so curious as to how you two can commentate together.
I don't know. You're going in the middle, Dave. You've asked for this. You've asked for this. It's not. You're going to go in the middle and get loads of pokes in the ribs.
No, he's not going to be there. He's
what?
Just next to
I'm just sort of going to be off to the
Is
side.
It the same fella from last time?
So it'll be Darren from last time. So we'll be live on the Queensberry.
To be fair, I'm more nervous about this than I'm fighting.
Well,
I've got to remember not to swear.
You've got to try and rein it in a little bit with the argument between us. But he actually knows what he's talking about.
Okay.
So I'm just going to let him do his thing.
And you'll be like backup singer. Yeah,
You jab a little bit more.
that. You do that.
If that was me in there, see, I'll do this.
I guarantee you mentioned about Butler on the stage. I
can't wait for him to go, oh, yes, I knocked a geezer out in 42 seconds once. When
No,
because that
I don't-
geezer...
no,
that geezer...
I'm just clarifying.
Also, I'm going to be like, also, Sean Knox fought this geezer. Went the distance.
I'm just clarifying. When Mark Butler got up on stage, did he mention he boxed?
He did indeed.
Did I say how I won, though?
We can run the tapes if you like.
Yeah.
Did I say how I won?
I don't think you
He's
did.
not
actually.
mistaken. No,
I didn't. Exactly.
I'm not saying that. I'm not
I
saying
just
that. Wait,
said-
don't judge.
I
I'm just going to say
that we had boxed, which is a complete relevant
and he's not
fact
been
to
stopped
the
as a pro, Mark
commentating,
Butler. I think you done it about 18 seconds, didn't you, or something like that? He's not been stopped as a pro.
No, listen, mate, boxing's boxing. I don't kiss and tell, Dev. I'm not one to kiss and tell.
Sean, there is a guy on the show who you have boxed, who you, I believe, broke your thumb against.
Hey, he's got the world's hardest head.
Yeah.
So you got the world's weakest thumb. It's a double-sided coin, that, my friend.
Hit the one in the middle.
Hit the one in the middle.
Well, it's Lucas Barabas. He's taken on Joe Cooper. It's Joe Cooper's second fight.
4 rounds as well, I said.
So he needs to be careful in
Yeah,
there,
no,
right?
he's physically quite strong, Barabas, but he's very slow, very predictable, but he has got a very hard head. So I don't think if he goes in and trying to take his head off, it'd make it messy. But if he boxes, looks good doing it, go for the win that way, it'd be nice.
You obviously, you've got an eye on Henry Turner. Sam's backing Henry heavily. I'd imagine you're backing him as well.
100%.
Tell us why. Why does Henry Turner, in your view, beat Jack Rafferty
Because
tomorrow?
he does.
Is that it?
That's the end of this.
I think, because having sparred Henry, I don't obviously not sparring much in my brother, but Henry's one of them boxers, he doesn't make mistakes. And the longer the rounds go, the more time it goes, more frustrated Rafferty will get with Henry. And I believe Henry will get the stoppage late after Rafferty runs out of ideas. Honestly, he doesn't make mistakes, Henry.
I swear, he's got an unbelievable engine.
And his chin is unbelievable as well.
I've never seen him hurt. So what can you do to someone who doesn't gas and doesn't get hurt?
And overall,
is the answer to that.
And all I'm going to say
Get
as well
out
is,
the way.
even though Rafferty's had more fights, I'd say the opposition that Henry's fought is a lot better as well.
See?
So you know what I mean?
He does know what he's talking about.
Doesn't he? What a sample
I've got to wear a
this
suit in that tomorrow. I've got to get one.
You can wear a suit if you like. You
You
won't
won't
be
pay
on
us
camera.
enough for that, mate.
If I shout loud enough, I'll take Thomas Strawberry's job and all.
This is
pronouncing the name's going to be hard.
That'd be the worst bit.
This has been a great sample, Sam. Thank
I've
you.
had enough of us now. So
Sure.
we're just getting going.
Dev's hungry. Wants us to leave.
I think we're done. Listen, great to have you. Let's
See you
do a
tomorrow.
little bit of that. Let's do a little bit of that. And that's
So
just
what
a
is it,
little
R4 tomorrow, yeah?
sample. You'll be there tomorrow, 4 o'clock. Sam Noakes will not leave shot. We'll be live on by 4 o'clock on the Queensberry YouTube channel tomorrow. You got a little sample there of Sam Noakes and Sean Noakes. They will be on commentary alongside Darren Rees, and that's just the Queensberry YouTube. What about 7 o'clock? What about TNT Sports? What about the main event? Nick Ball, the homecoming. The WBA World Featherweight Champion is coming home. He's taking on Ronny Rios. It's a pretty tough first defence of a world title. Rios is game. He's hungry. He wants that belt. Let's see if he can do it. So much on the undercard as well. You saw Jadier Herrera have a little bit of a tear-up on the stage with Oliver Flores. Andrew Cain looking through his opponent. Let's see how this all plays out. 7 o'clock tomorrow night, live on TNT Sports.